Okay. Hello everyone. Good evening. Good morning. Good morning. First line pa lang ano kagad. Okay.
Cut
Cut,
ulit.
cut, cut. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. On behalf of
Good
this
afternoon.
na nandito rin ngayon, na nasa mall, I call this workshop to order. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you for coming here on our mini workshop on how to evaluate a speech. So, how to evaluate a speech? So, let's go direct to the point. There are instances that we do over time. There are instances that we evaluate a speech outside of its objectives. And there are also instances that we evaluate without any heart, meaning harsh yung pagkaka-evaluate natin. There are times that it happens, but in Mikoan Toastmasters Club, I never think it happened before. So, how are we going to evaluate speeches? First, we need to stick on the objective. That's why in our Pathways Base Camp, we have these objectives and we are normalizing the sending of the evaluation form so that the evaluator himself or herself would evaluate the speaker according to the objectives. For example, icebreaker speech. For icebreaker speech, you only evaluate how she or he delivers a speech, not the technical part, not the organization itself, but how she or he was in delivering it because it's the first speech project for the newbies. For example, you are asked to evaluate a managing audience, managing difficult audience. So you have to stick with the objective that you will evaluate only the how the speaker manages those distractors. And then for speech evaluation contests, I don't know if Chris uh, has witnessed speech contests before when you were in Money Life, not yet. So in evaluation speech contest, there is a test speaker there, and there is no objective being given. So it's a general topic. It's a general whatever, only general, and no specific objective for that because it's not a speech project per se. So for in terms of evaluating, in terms of evaluation contests, you have to evaluate the clarity, the organization of the speech, the manner of delivery, and the body gestures and vocal variety, so on and so forth. Those are the basic ones in the ballot, in the judges ballot. But for Toastmasters meeting, it should be about the objective of the speech. All right. Now, in this mini workshop, we will be evaluating a speech. Chris, have you delivered your evaluation before in Manulife?
Hindi hindi pa po hindi pa po ata.
Okay. So this will be your first time to evaluate a speech. So in here, we will all evaluate Rose in her speech. Okay. So are you ready, Rose, for your speech as a test speaker for this mini workshop? Okay. Our our only speaker, our sole speaker, will deliver her managing difficult audience project. And the purpose of this project is for the member or for host to practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he or she presents outside the Toastmasters Club. So in here, the objective is managing audience or managing challenges with difficult audience. So our evaluation is based on the members' ability to address and diffuse challenges presented by the audience. So we have here at least one distractor. So that's what we are going to evaluate on Rose's speech. How she would manage the audience, the difficult audience that she'll be having. So the time for this one is the speech itself is 5 to 7 minutes, and because there are disruptors, she could deliver 10 to 15 minutes. So the title of her speech is What's in the Bag? Okay. In here, let us call here on our mini workshop, Toastmaster Rose. Nasa iyo na ang sahig. Sabi nga ni Sedi.
How many clothes have yet to dry in your home? Is your home filled with wet dog smell? These are minor problems that we face now or in the recent days because of the rains. And still, there are some who are not so fortunate who experienced flooding. Some, even worse, we call it the Noachian flood. And they have to evacuate, or they had to evacuate to higher ground. Now, that is a bigger problem that hopefully we don't face in the future. But that's what's happening during typhoons and when we experience habagat. The Philippines is a very special place. Our country happens to be in the middle of the triumvirate of natural disasters.
Special
being
yan, kaya
located
meron mga pogo
in Of course, but apart from that, Toastmaster Mark, we're also located in the Pacific Ring. And there's a thing called the typhoon belt. So that's about 10 to 40 degrees latitude, near the equator, of course. So here are the things that we could do to prepare when typhoons are coming. Number one, monitor weather reports from reliable sources. Bless you. Bless you. Number two, check to make sure you have enough food and water, but don't panic buy. Number three, in case of power outage, prepare for source of light like flashlight, rechargeable lamps.
Okay na, walang manok na tindi.
I'm sorry. Let me continue. Check your home for anything that needs to be fixed, like if you have a leaky roof, you can prepare at least the pail to catch the water if you don't have time to fix it. Or if you have a car that's...
Ay, sorry.
Sorry. Kindly and... Yes, thank you for muting yourself. If you have questions, we can entertain them later. If applicable and you're in a low place and you know that floods will come if the rains get heavy, you can park your car in elevated areas. So some malls offer that now. And of course, don't forget your pets. To take care of them, give them shelter. And just in case, I will share the numbers for the emergency numbers for Bulacan. There, it's in our chat right now. There's so many things to keep in mind, right? So these reminders will help mitigate our losses in terms of our property. But today, I would like to focus on one thing that 80% of the 4,000 plus respondents of the survey by Harvard Humanitarian Initiative do not have. That is an emergency bag. That's right, 80% of us do not have emergency bags. Why is this important? We will never know when we need to evacuate, be it from a storm or an earthquake, or let's just throw in there fire, okay? According to Inquirer.net, the National Disaster Risk Management Council reported that 147 plus individuals or 37,000 plus families in Metro Manila, and that includes Central Luzon, which includes Bulacan, Bicol, Western and Central Visayas have been affected by Enteng, the typhoon Enteng, and that they were evacuated. So those many people, I'm not sure if they have go bags, but I understand that a go bag right now is a tough sell. It's very much like insurance, so you'll never see the benefit of it until it's too late. So let's pray that we'll never use it. Now, for a bit of show and tell, what are the things you need to have in your emergency go bag? TV, ref, no. Leave them. You cannot eat them. They will not keep you alive. And they will not keep you warm or dry. Oh, you can't see. Let me... Wait. I'll lift it up just for this purpose. There you go. I decided to call my
Endorse.
own pail. I decided
Pwede
to
ba
give
yan?
him a name. Yes,
Yan
I
ka ba
decided to
dyan?
give him a name this morning. Si Tito Boy. Ito si Tito Boy na magiging kasama namin sa
Kaya na to, boy.
hirap. Tito
May
Boy.
pa-fast
Tito
ba yan?
Boysen.
Dito boy.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you what I have in my go bag. This is actually good for the whole family.
It's still
I know
bad.
it's
It's not a bad.
yeah, it's a go bucket. It's a go bucket for me. I will discuss that in a few moments. So let's see. It's not an unboxing. It's an unbucketing section. Open. So why a bucket? For me, I wanted to find. I prepared this pre-pandemic. I wanted to find something that's waterproof, something that is tough, and hopefully with this lid closed, it will be buoyant enough just in case we need to swim. Wag naman sana. We need to swim. So that's why I got this. But, oh yeah, let me share. I found something online again that could be good for individuals. Let's see here. Let me copy the link. And this is a bag that I found online. And it's waterproof. It's lightweight, not like this.
Hi, Tita Elise! You're here!
Welcome, Tita Elise. I hope you're ready with your go bag. Okay, so the link that I sent, it's lightweight, it's waterproof, and it has air pockets. So you can blow air into it, and it can be buoyant enough for you to use it as a paddle board. Okay, first thing that you need, of course, water. O, diba? Sa ulan, kailangan natin ng tubig. How ironic is that? You need aqua tubs for water purification purposes. And I can't find my aqua tubs right now. It's in here somewhere. Wait. Ah, here it is. Aqua tubs. They're proof. And
Paano ba
then,
ito?
so water, and then radio. We need the radio. You have to see that it's, here is my radio. And it's battery operated. Because it's battery operated, transistor, old school. Because you can't really rely on chargeable batteries because they lose their charge after some time. Okay, I was hoping to get a solar one, solar powered and battery powered. So that it will be dual powered. Flashlight. Here's the battery.
Ano yun, Rai?
And other set of battery. I'm sorry?
Pakita niyo sa
Yes.
link ng Kajong na may solar power.
Yes, you can share that in our group chat later on if you have it. And then flashlight. Why can't I have where is my flashlight? I cannot see my flashlight. Diba? Because it's dark. And then, what else do we need here? We need, where's my knife? We need a knife. And if you want a utility knife, here's my utility knife. This is a utility knife or a Swiss Army knife. And I have rope, or this is just straw rope. This is my thinking here, something to cut and something to put things together. I also have duct tape. So those are the top things that you need to have. Of course, oh yes,
Parang,
whistle
parang
here.
kompletong murder weapon yan ah.
Oh yes, it can be used. Hopefully you won't
How
use it
about the
as
food?
that.
Do you have canned food?
Oh yes, I have food, of course. But first thing is food, and then whistle. There you go, of course, because Titanic, it saved Rose's life. And then food, of course, I have food. You know what? I have tuna paella. There you go. Because it has rice in it, and I wrote down the expiry date very well. I can see it. It's also noted in a paper on my refrigerator, so I would know when to replenish them. Many things that you need to do. Now, this was pre-pandemic. I still don't have a face mask in here, but I will add. It's like a living document. It's a living bag. So you keep putting stuff in it. Alcohol, of course. And oh, those are the top things that you need to put. So food and water, radio, flashlight, knife, and rope. If you can add whistle, that's good as well. Now these are extra. Glow stick. These are extra if you want to put them. And I have a fire starter here. I have actually two fire starters here. I have a magnifying glass. Science experiment. So you can, I don't know if you've tried this. I hope you haven't tried it with ants because I know that's a popular option. So you can use this flashlight, this magnifying glass to intensify the light, and you can burn, say, paper or dried leaves. Where is my fire starter? I bought this somewhere as well. Demo. Oh, there you go. It sparked. I hope you saw the spark.
Hello, Tita Lee.
Yeah.
Welcome to WMS.
Good
Hello, Tita
afternoon.
Lee.
Parang di na emergency na, parang slate na rin yan.
Show and tell. Now I'm sorry. So I have a waterproof. This is not actually super waterproof. I'm gonna change this to a resealable bag like this for your money. Okay? So those are mainly the stuff that I have. Wow, dalawa pala yung magnifying glass ko sa loob. I have candles and matches as well. So as I said, this is a living, Tito Boy is a living bucket where you can update and put stuff
You
on
have
them.
food there, right? You have
Inside?
food there. You have food.
Oh yes, I have the tuna paella.
How's the expiration?
The expiration is there. I put it there. I wrote it there. I started doing this during the pandemic. There you go.
Is that year or day? The 25
That's month and
year.
year. Month, year. There you go. As I've said,
How about
I've noted
jacket?
the expiry
Do you have-
dates.
medicine.
No clothes yet. I can't put stuff now because all of us can fit in a large size. Before before the pandemic, when I started building this, it was one small, one medium, two large. So now we can fit in large shirts. So it will be easier for me to track and put clothes here. So that's my
How about
next
the girl
project
thing?
actually.
The girl thing.
Oh yeah, I have it here. I have soap and pads here. And tissue, garbage bag. I want to get, I saw it in Shopee. I haven't bought it. You know the silver thing that you put over your body when you're
Poncho.
after a
Poncho.
fire. It's not a poncho. It's like aluminum. It's like an aluminum blanket, so that it will keep you warm or cold if needed. You know the movies when after the incident has happened and you get all the victims and they're all sitting at the back of the ambulance wearing a silver coat, silver blanket like that. So there's, I am not sure what that is called. It's let's call it an emergency blanket. So I, I I have one in my cart. I haven't bought it yet, but just in case, just to keep you dry, I have a garbage bag. Can do, because we don't know what will happen once we get to the evacuation center. What they have, what can they provide or not. Okay, so that's a lot. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Tito Boy, for your participation. So make sure the items like such as food are replenished every now and then. So I encourage everyone. It's a bit of a lot, but again, the top contents that you have: food and water, radio, flashlight, knife, and rope. Whistle if you can put it in. Okay? So I encourage everyone to prepare because we will have storms, we will have earthquakes, and we will have volcanic eruptions. We cannot stop nature. It's only a matter of when. Time is of the essence, and having a go bag or a go bucket will help you at what could be a life-saving moment. Having a go bag will assure you that you have the basic needs, and it will help you to go through the worst part of the crisis. As in Tagalog, pantawid. Okay? And a sensible quote that I found online about this: preparedness is the only way we can combat a natural disaster. We Filipinos are known for our resilience. It won't hurt to be prepared as well. And with that, I return the control back to Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rose, for that speech delivery. Indeed, it's a very tough um, project. Toastmaster Elise has sent a message, and she said that it's a difficult one. And it's more difficult if you are a distractor at the same time you're an evaluator. Okay, we will evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Rose later. But for now, for our mini workshop, okay, since we are dealing with how to evaluate a speech, fellow Toastmasters, do you have, or can you cite some techniques on how to evaluate a speaker? The things that you know on how to evaluate a speaker. Toastmaster Rose, you may answer if you, yeah, Toastmaster Rai.
Actually, I find it convenient whenever I'm evaluating a speaker, if you do have the copy of the evaluation,
Yes.
because there it states all the things that you need to observe as the speaker deliver his or her speech. So it is a great practice for us to be able to serve our fellow Toastmasters to use the evaluation sheet as guide for us to effectively evaluate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Toastmaster Rai. Like what we mentioned earlier, yes, we need to have the evaluation forms. So for our evaluators or for our speakers will or shall from now on send the evaluation forms to their respective evaluators. Okay, thank you for that because like what we have mentioned, we have to stick with the objective. So for Toastmaster Rose's speech, we have to evaluate her according on how she handled the distractors during her speech, not necessarily the speech itself. Okay, do you have any other technique on how to evaluate a speaker?
Let me give
Yes,
my
Toastmaster Jeff.
opinion. Dito, Mark, one of the evaluation techniques I have learned the past few years with Nicolaya is the use of recommendations and three recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
So first, in evaluating someone who conduct his or her speech, we
Thank you, Mom.
give those three recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
Then afterwards, we give three recommendations to improve his or her speech, and afterwards, we summarize it and conclude it at the last part. I think that's one of the most important evaluation speech I have learned from it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jeff. In fact, the commendation is the most common technique in evaluation. In my, in my evaluations during the speech contest, I do CRC, commendation, because for me, it's the easiest one. So I agree. And Toastmaster Jeff is correct that we have to commend them first, commend the speaker's speech first, and then recommend points for improvement, and then make a summary and then commendation for the speech of our speakers. So that's the most common one. And then, do you have any other technique? I have this technique that I have found when Toastmaster Lit evaluated me for the first time during my icebreaker speech 10 years ago or 12 years ago. So I when I have delivered my icebreaker speech in 2013, and Toastmaster Lit was my first speech evaluator. And during that time, she evaluated me using acronym. So in your evaluation, you may be creative in evaluating your speakers using acronym. For example, for Toastmaster Rose, you may do acronym ROSE. For example, for the commendation, Rose is ready in her speeches in this particular speech. O is outstanding. S is for what's this?
Safe.
What? Sorry.
Safe.
And then E for energetic. You may use that acronym in having your evaluation. Although for speech contests, it's challenging because you have in 5 minutes of 5 minutes of silence, you need to think of the adjective about using those acronym that you will be conveying. But in the club meetings, you may use that. Actually, you may use that even contest as long as you are quick enough to think of the evaluation using the acronyms. Do you have any other techniques? Toastmaster Rose, Toastmaster Lit, Toastmaster Elise?
If I may,
Yes.
Yes, Tita Elise. Sorry, Rose later. Yes, Tita Elise?
Okay. So thank you. Thank you for the time. I have a particular concern. Am I loud enough?
Yes.
Okay.
You're
I
here.
have this particular concern in what you're saying, like yung commendations. Kasi, di ba, parang we are actually evaluating the organization of a speech, right? Not even the content. Kasi you may not approve of the content, but the organization is superb, is very good, and the way it's going to be delivered. Meron lang siyang there is a limitation in the delivery because we are online, and there is a particular big points in the using the speaking space,
Yes.
right? So there is a limitation online. Kaya nga pagka when we are practicing our contestants before, di ba, right? Before doon sa place ni Marinor, we really see to it how she's going to make make use of the speaking space. Anyway, going back to the commendation, syempre doon sa speech ni Rose, much obliged Rose kasi I'm into public safety. Okay? I have gone through the training for disaster risk as one of the requirements for attaining this degree. And so there are points that parang ganon. Oh, may maganda nga yung ganyan. This is an added knowledge for me. Oh, parang so we are not particularly concerned of the content.
Mhm.
Kasi what about if like this one happens? But hindi ko kasi naumpisahan. I am particular as an evaluator. I am particular of the content. I'm not particular of do I agree with you? Diba? I might, I have a different position. You have a different point. Tapos hindi ko makakalimutan I will never forget the way I was being evaluated through the years. The kiss, and kick. I mean, you really have to kiss and kick. Diba? Parang kiss, kick, and kiss, kick, and kiss. Diba? Parang ganon. You really have to point out the strong points, the strong commendations, the strong points for Rose. Tapos, pasok ka sa dapat ma-improve, what are your recommendations? And then go back again to her strong points. Parang yun lang yung aking nakita doon. It's not about the content, but the way it's going to be delivered. And I was really distracted on the way she presents her. Tapos naka-side view pa siya. You can actually present all yung gadgets mo. I mean, in full view, but not sideways. Parang ganon. You can actually do this and do this. Parang yung show of hands mo. Kasi naman online eh. I mean, you cannot truly deliver a good evaluation online kasi. We really have to practice our contestants for the division Is this area contest? Area contest division yung area contest division contest. Naalala mo yun sa atin noon, kailan Marinor pa tayo, di ba? We are tapos yung flow of thinking mo iba when you deliver it yung with gestures and making use of the speaking space, iba na siya. It's unlike online talaga.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Elise. So, recap natin yung technique. So, we have the recommendation from Toastmaster Jeff, the kiss from Toastmaster Elise, the use of acronyms from yours truly. So, welcome Toastmaster Tess and happy birthday to you. All right. And then Rose.
Belated happy birthday!
Birthday, Tete.
It says here that all contests will be online. Online now.
On-site.
On-site.
On-site po. Face-to-face.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. On-site na. Oh, see? The use of the use of speaking space is truly advantageous na.
That's right. Toastmaster Rose, you were saying something earlier?
Yes, for the newbies, because when I started evaluating, I found it really difficult to evaluate. I can't seem to find anything to suggest or to recommend. But if you can start nitpicking with the small things and then graduate to the bigger things. So the hierarchy there is delivery, organization, and content. You can start your recommendations. You can start noticing their delivery, how they speak at that level. And then when you're comfortable, you can start to focus more on how organized their speech is. There should be an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. It also includes the transitions. How did they transition from the introduction to the body? And if they were able to transition smoothly to the conclusion. And usually, if the whole thing is whole or in, how shall I say this? It ends in a circle, right? So you relate the ending to your introduction. It's like having an answer to the question. Walang cliffhanger for movies. The story has an ending. It has a resolution. After that, you can go and try to evaluate the content itself. Usually, also for evaluations, it's a self-learning as well. You will get to see what you prefer speakers to be, like in general. It's like I particularly like humorous speakers. So if your speech, if I found it dry, I'm sorry, and humorless and vapid, I could try to challenge you. Next time, try adding a few humorous tricks or a few humorous lines. And if you want something that tells stories, or if you want to hear stories, you can suggest that. I would like to hear more stories, because evaluation is for yourself. You don't say, I think everyone here agrees. No, I think it should be your own evaluation, your own perception of the speech. So delivery, organization, and content, and seek, you will find. Seek and you will find. That's the that's the mindset at the forefront when you're evaluating. Seek the good things, you will find them. Seek what you can recommend, and you will find them. I hope that was helpful, Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rose. Yes. So what I may take away on Toastmaster Rose's answer for that is that start from the basic one. So develop the introduction, the body and conclusion, and then make your evaluation in a gradual manner, especially if you are a beginner. Okay. I like what Toastmaster Elise has mentioned here on the chat, on the chat box. Evaluation is a speech in itself. Yes. And then what else? So in here for evaluation, okay, we have the commendation, recommendation, commendation as the technique, and then kiss, kick, and kiss, and then the use of acronym, and then gradual evaluation. And then if you are going to evaluate a very professional speaker, for example, Distinguished Toastmaster Dan, Distinguished Toastmaster Christine, Distinguished Toastmaster Ben Garcia of Pint Toastmaster. So what are you going to do? They are almost perfect, but you cannot find any flaws that you can recommend on. Yes, Toastmaster Rai.
Actually, based on my experience as I evaluate your speech before, I for Toastmaster for DTM Christine, I asked her to challenge herself to deliver to add humor to her speech because I'm
So,
sorry,
sorry, Toastmaster Rai, your
I'm sorry.
your volume is
Alisin ko lang.
soft,
Hello.
but
All
okay.
right. Okay. How about now? Is it
Yep, yep, yep.
clear?
Yes.
Better? Okay.
Better.
So actually, I asked to DTM Christine to add humor to her speech because we all know that whenever she delivers a speech, she always tend to deliver a serious. I'm sorry, my camera angle. She tend to deliver speech very seriously. Aside from that, DTM Dan is very used to in delivering speech in face-to-face in a face-to-face sessions. So basically, when I evaluated him last meeting, I asked him to learn how to deliver his speech in a virtual environment. Because I am thinking, whenever I hear a speaker, I always look forward that they will use the skill that they will use my evaluation in their personal careers. For example, DTM Dan is a consultant. So there will come a time that he will be invited in an online symposium. So I am imagining him delivering an online symposium. So therefore, I am thinking that he needs to really maximize the virtual space, rather than imagining that he is in a face-to-face meeting. So I think that's how I evaluate and how I look into a speaker whenever I evaluate their speech. So I'm looking forward also that whenever somebody will evaluate me, they the, the evaluator of course must know what my background is. For example, I'm in network marketing. So therefore, I'm looking forward that Ryan, if ever you will deliver the same speech or if ever you will be giving the same, you will experience the same scenario like what Toastmaster Rose speech to that today. You need to do this. I suggest to do this, to do that, so that you will be able to learn. You will be able to apply the evaluation of the evaluator to your personal career or life.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Rai. So if you're going to evaluate an almost perfect speaker, then you have to challenge him or her to deliver another technique of conveying her speech. How about you, Toastmaster Elise? If you are going to evaluate the almost perfect speaker, that's the speech of an almost perfect speaker, what
I
are
need
you
to,
to
I
suggest?
need, I need to be on time. There's just too many good points that I want to stress out, that I need to organize an evaluation speech and to deliver that to the judge kung evaluation contest. Tapos, ang problem is sometimes there are too many good points and you get overtime. Tapos, there is no actual time for you to think of accommodation because they're almost perfect. And this was something Christine told me about. There is doon pumapasok yung skill na you find it as a perfect speech, kasi I have evaluated Beng before,
Mhm.
and there was nothing I can say about it but just to point out in the delivery na lang. Organization parang ano talaga, alam mo naman ang prepared speech, scripted naman talaga yon. And I just pointed out na talaga namang organize and reorganize and rephrase na to. So ang points na lang talaga is how it was delivered, how it transcended to us. So ano yung tama yung sabi yung ano, did it transcend to the audience? Nakapag-meditate ba kami? Nag-instill na ba sa amin yung sinabi mo? Just because there was a speaker who keeps on pounding the floor. He was just, banging the floor. Wala namang natatranscend na content. Wala namang natatranscend the message. He was just jumping all over the speaking space. Have you ever, I have seen speeches like that, speakers who bang and jump on the floor. Tapos na point out pa nga siya na evaluation. Wala na ngang message. Puro jumping na lang, puro banging on the floor na lang. Is your message transcending to the audience? Parang yun na lang ang naging point ko kay Beng noon. There was just too much gestures, too much shouting. There was just but the organization is flawless. Parang doon ko na lang pinopoint how it was delivered. And to Dan, of course, too much information, info overload. And so with Christine, info overload. Tapos, you cannot remember what to point out anymore. And so ang point ko kay Christine is delivery also. And I remember Dr. Josie said, para tayong nasa symposium class, para tayong nasa symposium. Sabi and then to Dan, syempre, Dan would always lose a contest kasi laging overtime. Otherwise your evaluator on overtime. Anyway, thank you for the time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Elise. Actually, it was a good point. So, it's fresh and refreshing. Toastmaster Rai mentioned earlier to challenge the almost perfect speech of a speaker. And then for Toastmaster Elise, in terms of delivery, ensure that the message transcends to the audience. So actually, it's a good point. It could be a challenge for us it's a challenge for us on how to deliver that evaluation, that the speech itself is to transcend to a speaker. So it's not, I think it's related on how to say uh, not necessarily a bad news, but to say good thing about the speech of the speaker. Okay, so I think we have here. So we gathered the information that we need for this mini workshop, the techniques and tips on how to deliver our speeches. So to recap, number one, commendation, recommendation, and commendation. Then kick and kiss, and then use acronym to make it more creative, and then gradual evaluations. Start from the opening body and conclusion, and then especially to the newbie evaluators until you get the full grasp of how you evaluate the speaker or a speech of the speaker. And then the if you're going to evaluate that almost perfect speech of a speaker, then challenge him on how he could convey the speech next time, and then ensure that the message transcends to the audience. So before we evaluate Toastmasters through speech, any other question, reaction, and suggestions?
I have a concern with
Yep.
is it okay?
Yes.
Kasi you mentioned kasi something about being kind, not harsh, parang ganon.
Not
Being
kind.
ano ba yun? Ano ba yung word? Just
Don't-
being courteous, polite about the usage of words, ganon. Parang
Not necessarily. Actually, I don't.
what did you
I
say?
don't, I don't agree. Don't be so harsh, especially for the
Oh,
newbie.
don't be so harsh. Oh, so you were saying that don't be harsh. Kasi if you remember Loomis, is she still around? Is she still kicking? Loomis,
Diana
distinguished. Oh yeah, distinguished Toastmaster. Is she still around?
I
I don't know kasi parang she was
Yeah.
struggling with a chronic disease before, di ba? Anyway, as you were saying na just be kind and deliver kind words. Kasi don't sa kanya ko narinig, first time ko narinig na yun nga yung what hindi ko na sasabihin kung sino ha. Okay, pero kilala niya yun. Tapos nag-evaluate siya and then she said, why are you banging the floor? Why do you keep on jumping all over the speaking space? Tapos nagulat ako. Tapos, kasi nga, yung training sa atin is deliver a speech is a speech, an evaluation is a speech in itself, and then give kind words, kiss and kiss. Tapos nagulat ako sa kanya when she said, you don't have to do that. I mean, just deliver the content, just deliver the message. It's not going to instill to us if you keep on banging on the floor. Kasi yung contestant was punching the floor. Was parang pinapunch niya, banging the floor. And he said, oh, please, parang sabi pa nga niya, make me the winner here. Make me the winner here. First time ko nakarinig na speech na he was actually begging the judges to make him win. What kind of a speech is that? Sabi ko, meron palang pwede pala yung speech na, please make me win. Please make me win. And he was jumping all over the place. And then Loomis she was kind enough to say that, but the words. Tapos sabi mo nga, you do not agree on that. You do not want to apply on that. And as much as possible, you want to make use of kind words. Ikaw yun. So it's not like parang oo, di ba? Parang it may not be the same with other evaluators, but there is standard nga kasi. There is a standard rule. So how do you comment on that? And this is a distinguished Toastmaster, si Loomis yun. If you know her. I mean, Lit would know Loomis. Parang ako lang yan. At saka ikaw, kilala mo siya, di ba, Loomis?
by name, only by name. I know her only.
Oo, nagpinagalitan niya yung speaker. Parang, what can you say about that? I mean, can we actually apply that in a nice way? I can actually say, Rose, stop banging, stop punching the floor, stop banging on the floor and jumping all around and making use of the speaking space, just bang on the floor. In a nice way ko naman nasabi. Can we actually do that?
Okay. For Toastmasters, our training is to select the best words as possible for in convey your speeches. Kaya meron tayong ano di ba? You have to select we have we should have a good choice of words, and then we should adhere with the Toastmasters promise to provide positive environment for our fellow Toastmasters and guests. So if we are in a formal Toastmaster setting, we need to be respectful but not super respectful. You know what I mean? So, for example, you are evaluating a speaker and then you keep on saying just my opinion, just my feedback. According to the late Gina Mapua in her evaluation mastery that we have had before 2 years ago, I think. She mentioned there that do not be too courteous in such a way that yung parang nagpapakumba ka masyado, yung just my opinion, dapat ganito, ganyan, or something of that sort. And then for a formal Toastmasters meeting, I don't believe we have to be that harsh in front of a number of Toastmasters. For example, we are 5 in the meeting, and then sasabihin mo na pagagalitan mo yung speaker na dapat ganito, dapat ganyan.
Oo,
That's
tsaka
good.
yung, not only, but we can actually say that, pero yung delivery, di
Oo.
ba?
Yung,
I can actually, to a speaker, example, speaker Rose, just refrain from jumping all over the place. We can actually understand what your message. Pwede naman ganun eh. Pero yung delivery na, why are you jumping all over the place?
actually, Tita
Tawa
Christine,
ako dun.
Tita Christine has a professional way of saying that. Kasi si Tita Christine, ang nabanggit niya na rin nung ine-evaluate niya ako, if your level is in the DTM level or advanced Toastmaster ka na, so she has this big expectation of you in delivering a speech. Pero sinasabi niya in a professional way that I have this big expectation, so it would better if ganito ka, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So, hindi siya yung pagagalitan. Yung may tama sa'yo, pero professional ka, may composure ka pa rin. And then, when we are delivering evaluation, let's refrain from using but or however. For example, your speech is good. However, it's lacking substance. Like that. Kasi parang, sabi, Rose, ang ganda mo, kaya lang, parang hindi ka nag-work.
Chuck Swindle yon. Yung but, however, diba?
Yep.
Parang nakaka-lesson na.
Nakaka-lesson siya. Siguro transitionary word natin is and. In addition, yung mga ganon. Alright? So I think we're done with the mini workshop. So can we evaluate Rose? I think this is Toastmasters Chris's first evaluation. So I think once Chris has evaluated Rose, pwede siya mag-evaluate sa formal Toastmaster meeting natin. Are you ready, Chris, to evaluate Rose?
Not really po.
Try lang.
Hindi po ako confident.
Yeah, try it now so that when the meeting comes, you'll be ready.
Everybody of us were not confident.
Well, before siguro po I deliver my my evaluation. Siguro isa po 'yun sa as a non-confrontational type of person. Isa 'yun sa mga kailangan kong i-improve because katulad ng sinabi ni TM Rose, ang hirap magbigay ng recommendation if okay naman yung performance, and also if you know na nasa ganitong level na yung speaker na i-evaluate mo. So parang sa amin, lalo na newbie, ang hirap parang parang ano ba, may right ba kami to do it, ganyan. Pero
Um,
maganda pong reminder din yon na alisin yung hierarchy uh, within the group din. Kasi nga, meron tayong mga um, distinguished na and talagang professional Toastmasters, and ang hirap magbigay ng recommendation from someone na kakasali lang o ganun. So, sige po, I'll try
Friends,
my best. Sige
and
po.
then mamaya, friends, mamaya evaluate natin yung evaluation ni Chris.
Sige po. Okay. Um, TM Rose, the Boysen. I think the pail is one of the iconic thing that you can find in every Filipino household. So we use it when we need to paint our house, but at the same time, we make use of it in other things as well, like a pail in the bathroom. And you have given me a good idea on how to make use of it in another as another option, especially in preparing an emergency bag. Unfortunately, I haven't prepared mine, so it's a good timing that you shared it, and I attended this session, and you gave me a good idea. Instead of buying emergency bags in Lazada and Shopee, which is also costly, if I have a pail in the house sitting there, I can use it. And thank you for sharing that. Another commendation is for me that I noticed with you is while delivering your speech and there are a lot of distractions, you took advantage of the time when Mark distracted you to emphasize your point. You said, of course, Mark. And I think it's a good segue on how you acknowledge his distraction. Also, you acknowledge Rice's unexpected distraction. You gave him instruction that if we have any questions, concerns, you will handle it or manage it after your speech, which is also a good point. Another one is I noticed that you're not really bothered with the distractions and you use it as a tool on how you will deliver your speech, which is just really, really good. One thing that I'd like to share with you, aside from what TM Elise mentioned, is you're facing sideways, is that while you present those emergency materials, you can also ask others as part of engagement. You can ask Mark or TM Rai, TM Jeff if they have, or if we have those kinds of things at home, and you can encourage us to use it. Like when you mentioned about the let's say the San Marino, the canned tuna, for example, if you're buying every cut off or every month of those things, maybe you can start with those canned tuna first. If you don't have the radio or if you don't have the pail, you can start with small things like giving suggestions on what we have on our household first. So yeah, and then yeah, I think that's just one thing that I wanted you to work on. And I really commend you for giving us another way to have an emergency bag aside of purchasing from, shops and other platforms. So thank you. And we are really motivated to have our emergency bags now that we are expecting two typhoons in our country. So over to you, TM Mark.
Okay, thank you for that evaluation, Toastmaster Chris. Okay, how are you going to evaluate the evaluation given by Toastmaster Chris? See somebody, Toastmaster Rose, how are you going to evaluate Toastmaster Chris's evaluation on your speech?
I was going to say, pwedeng wag muna ako yung in-evaluate niya eh.
Kasi anyway, conflict of interest eh.
Oo.
Toastmaster Rai, Toastmaster Elise or Toastmaster Elite, Toastmaster Tess. 3 minutes evaluate. How are you going to evaluate Chris' evaluation?
With your evaluation, Toastmaster Chris, may I suggest that you need to jump into the evaluation immediately, because it seems that you consume a lot of speaking speaking time in the introduction, and I cannot hear any evaluation on those first few seconds. So my suggestion for your next evaluation, you can start, I think, around 10 seconds for a short introduction, then proceed immediately to the evaluation, especially that the evaluators only have limited amount of time. And focus on the three things that you would like to see our speaker improve in her next speech projects. And you may end your evaluation by concluding all the suggestions, the commendation and recommendations that you delivered. That's my evaluation to the evaluator. Back to you, DTM Mark.
Thank you, Toastmaster, right? Actually, all nice points, especially the summary. In terms of evaluating a speaker, we have to summarize because it's, I think, 10 or 15% in the criteria of judging for the speech contest. Okay. So, any other feedback on Toastmaster Chris's evaluation?
Can I say something?
Yes, sure. Do
Hi,
that.
hi. Hello, Chris. Chris, hello, hi, Chris. Okay. So one of the strengths that I have kept in my heart when I step on the evaluation at the national level, I had my way on the national level. You have to deliver your evaluation speech the same way your prepared speech, with a bang. And I've always kept it in my heart that it is an evaluation speech. Open your speech with a bang. Example, like with Rose, like an evaluation would be hurricane, tornado, Karina, Enteng, what do you have? I mean, what can you, like something like, what can you not expect from these calamities? Like that. You have to come in. Parang nga siyang prepared speech. Come in, go out with a bang. Parang, I remember my evaluation speech in my national level. Nakarating ako sa national level was like, it was like a song. I started off with a song that made me, toppled it into the national level. Always come out with a bang in your opening speech. Para lang talaga siyang prepared. So also, number 2, kung gaano kalakas ang boses mo, when you open up your speech, hindi siya magdi-diminish. Ganun lang din siya. Kasi what? It's like only 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Magbaong ka na ng air. Hindi siya magdi-diminish. And that is also the point that I need to tell Rose. Yung voice ni Rose, pagka magpo-point out siya, saka pa mahina. Para kasi nagiging, yun ang nakita ko kay Rose, when she becomes emotional in her speech, nagiging serious siya, saka pa humina. Ano daw ang sabi, ano daw? Ang ganda naman ng sinabi niya. And with your voice, ang ganda ng boses mo. Just add up with more spice, like shouting, like a shout, like a pressing on a point or something. Parang gigisingin mo lang sila. Ayun. And I hope you make it to the contest also. Thank you, Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you, Toastmaster Elise. Actually, the vocal variety is one of the elements that are being compromised during the evaluation. So, bihira lang yung merong vocal variety pag-evaluation. Sa side ko kasi, yung vocal variety ko lang siya kapag when I am pointing out to have the speech, to have dialogues on the speeches. So that's where my vocal variety comes from. And then for Toastmaster Chris kanina, maganda yung point. She has a good point in evaluating on how Toastmaster Rose handled the distractors. And then there was a recommendation on her engagement, which was nice. So on point. And it related to the objective of the speech. And then for the formal Toastmasters meeting, okay yun. Yung according to the objectives. And then I like what Toastmaster Rai has mentioned earlier, be direct to the point when you are evaluating. So from start, there should be uh, a hint that you are evaluating. I noticed earlier that you mentioned about the emergency bags, the I haven't prepared mine, the the boysen being a Filipino thing in every household, and so on and so forth. But for your speeches, direct to the point, because we have 2 to 3 minutes in delivering our evaluations. Siguro, I can tell you some of my secrets in evaluation contest. In evaluation contest, of course, we practice at home, right? But in practice, we have this test speaker. So we watch the speakers in YouTube, particularly the world champions in public speaking. So those are the tough speakers that you have to evaluate on. So when I do practice at home, I write the evaluation, I deliver it based on the video, YouTube video. And during my practice, I also I'm practicing how to deliver it, yes, but I am also practicing on how I write the evaluations. Because during the speech contest, we have this 5 minutes of silence. I I ensure myself that during that 5 minutes of silence, I am practicing what I'm going to say. I'm no longer writing. So that's my secret on that one. So I've told you my secret. So anyway, tayo-tayo lang naman. And then for the introduction, I always have at most 3 sentences for my introduction, so that for the body, yun yung malaman na. So that when the timing device hits yellow, I'm going to wrap it up na with my summary and conclusion. So that's for my evaluation. Okay. Any other concern or added information that you want to convey?
If I may, Toastmaster Chris, congrats. Ang minimum ko ngayon, meron kang recommendation at commendation. So you've met it. Okay lang. Great job. Actually, kahit isa nga lang yun if you're starting. Isang recommendation, isang commendation. Good. And then, yeah.
Dapat i-analyze natin pati yung organization. Not really puro technical like vocal variety and body gestures. That pati yung organization ng speech. Kung paano relate, kung okay ba yung mga examples. Kasi actually, the reflect on my past speech ni Rose before, parang last month, the recorded one, Rose, if you have
Yes.
the evaluation, so I mentioned there that there were too many examples on your first points. So, pwedeng sabihin sa evaluation yun na huwag naman masyadong maraming examples.
Yeah, spread it out. Yeah.
Spread it out.
And I was too... Sabi ko, 10 minutes speech to. I can add a lot of things. Ganun
Yeah.
kasi yung nangyari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sabi to Master Elise, yung
Yeah.
yung paano matatranscend yung message.
Yeah.
Kapag maraming examples. Pero ang cool nung kakanta ka sa introduction, I have witnessed Toastmaster Elise delivering an evaluation piece during area speech contest yata na kumanta at sumayaw siya sa introduction. And she has the guts to do that. I cannot do that. I will not do that, I think. Chris is a singer. She might do that.
Si po.
Capture agad ang attention yan.
Oh.
And I will evaluate you. Ganon.
Pwede, ayun. So, I think we're good. So any other suggestions, recommendations, whatsoever before we end? If you want to end, pwede pa naman tayo mag-fellowship session.
Pwede stop na lang muna yung recording. Formally end the WEMS.
Okay, so by the trust vested in me by the Quiet Toastmasters Club, I adjourn this mentoring session.